Hello and welcome very much to our new S-Lab or Schnittlabor video. Today we want to do something very interesting. We want to compare two cameras coming from different planets. One of them is the relatively new FS5 from Sony. It has a great monitor. It's very compact. For a professional camera it has a very compact form. Here inside there is an ND filter which can be switched on or off. So you see when I turn here it will be switched on. It can function in automatic mode, but also you can control it manually. This is really a great thing. This camera FS5 is going to be compared to the A7RII Mark II, which is a completely different machine. It's not really a video camera, it's more like a photo camera with a sensor that can resolve up to 42 million pixels. But also this camera you can run in super 35mm mode, and that's why it's possible to compare those two cameras here. You will see images in 4K as well as in HD resolution. Both cameras are equipped with a mount. And that's why the SELP 18105G lens is going to be used, which is a video lens actually, that has a tele and wide angle function, so a zoom range between 18 and 105. Here it's more about the video quality. So later, if you follow us and click on the button below, then we want to compare many different lenses on this FS5. So here it's only about the video quality in 4K as well as HD.
Also, herzlich willkommen in der Sony
welcome
FS5.
Inside the Sony FS5.
Das ist im Moment vollständig ausgesucht.
At the moment, this is zoomed out completely at 105mm. This is an XAVC codec with 25p at 4K, same resolution. Also the A7RII Mark II is capable to do. It's an ISO 1000. Also using an external recorder we could even reach high resolutions, but this is what this camera can do internally. By the way, today it's a cloudy, partially sunny day. We are going to have a look at the wide angle. I'll start slowly to zoom out. It's very nice how you can control this. I push the button a little bit harder still. So this is really a professional experience. As I said already, camera is running in autofocus, and now we come to the A7RII Mark II, same lens, 18105G, but now connected to this A7RII Mark II in 35mm mode. Also here ISO is set to 1000 to create an equivalent to the FS5. We have continuous autofocus, f-stop of 22. Now the sun is coming up a little bit. Also white balance is here in automatic mode. And as already before, now we are going to start to zoom out slowly into the wide angle area. So here you can also use the external control button. You can work with this I'll slowly increase this zoom process. It's 4K, 100 megabit per second. We are going to switch down to HD resolution. So here this is again A7RII Mark II, 1080 25p at 50 megabit per second. This time it's directly filmed out of the hands, so you get an impression how the steady shot is functioning. This camera has actually two different steady shots, one inside the camera and one inside the lens. Now this is again the FS5 with the same lens in wide angle, XAVC 1080 25p resolution without ND filter. Altogether, this image of the A7RII Mark II seems to have a little bit more contrast. There is also a huge difference in reference to the video data. The FS5's compression encrypts a much higher amount, so your computer is going to be occupied more with those files. Before we go out of this, we will show one more high-resolution 4K image from the FS5. I want to demonstrate the quality of the ND filter. It's very practical that you don't have to mount any filter in front of the lens. So it's an f-stop of 13. The background is relatively sharp. When I go to level 1, which is ND of 1/4, nothing much was changing because we just went down from F13 to F11. So next step is 1/16.
Blende F9. Der Hintergrund hat schon ein bisschen mehr Unschärfe und jetzt kommen wir gleich in den Grenzbereich, was das Objektiv hier kann.
The kind of limit what this lens can do. This is f-stop of 4.5. It's 1/64.
Das ist ganz hübsch, weil sowohl im
That's very nice because now in the foreground as well as in the background we have this nice blur. Just to be precise, we are now using this photo lens 35mm, which in this camera equals around 50mm. Here now the ND filter is in automatic mode. We start with an f-stop of 22. We will use this little mode wheel here on the left side of the camera. F-stop 9, f-stop 6, and then 4.0. This is the maximum that we could have done with the kit lens before, but here we can go on to f-stop of 2.8, which is really impressive to see what difference that makes. Unfortunately, this FS5 doesn't have an internal image stabilization, and that's why the images have to be reprocessed. But wait, before you go, I want to add two more sentences. Those two cameras, they are really different. This is more the video camera, this is more the photo camera. But you can still do nice videos with this one. This camera here does not really offer precise photo functions, but still there's a lot of reasons to decide for such a professional housing, even though it's more spacey, instead of such a compact one, which could be more obvious at first glance. So this camera here, it's not a video camera, then you should choose the A7S2 instead, which has a 12 megapixel sensor, which is much more convenient for video because it is with a much higher ISO sensitivity. But this one here, it's a real video camera. Here you have all necessary functions immediately available. May it be the focus or iris or the ND filter here, which doesn't even exist in the A7RII. But when this ND filter is used on clear mode, then you have completely no ND filter in between. And you can also use automatic adjustment of this filter after the new updates. Behind this little cover there is the audio levels. In this grip there is an XLR axis. There is also another one inside the housing. So in the end, this one is really like a weapon that you can shoot images with. It feels much more compact, much more stable comparing to the A7RII Mark II. So this grip actually is great because it has a mode wheel here in front. Then you can access the zoom directly with your pointing finger. And then there is an F function button for the thumb, for the finger, and also for you find the record button here. And then there is a little switch which enables you to lock the grip in different positions. You can work from different angles, for example from the top. And then here underneath this record button there is a little joystick which is very comfortable, and you can navigate through the menus so fast with this. And this will also be available now in the A9 camera, which is also equipped with a touchscreen even. And so far the A9 will really be a good photo as well as video camera. Yes, for sure, the sensor is lower in terms of numbers comparing to the A7RII. So here you have the possibility to disconnect this grip. That's very nice. There is a cable connected to it. And immediately you have much more space to have access to the record functions. And even if this grip on top here is too much, you can just take it away like that. This is really easy to do. Much more easy comparing to the big brother of this camera here, the FS7. And then you have the possibility to connect this one here to a drone. This is a camera for permanent video recording. There is no overheating issues. Insofar, this is a completely different machine. Comparing one more, this A7RII Mark II is light, compact. You're limited to recording only 30 minutes in a row. This is also one SD card versus two SD cards. One more aspect is the battery life. So this one is much smaller comparing to the FS5. I mean, this battery, especially here in the FS5, is not so strong, but there's larger batteries available. Ideal would also be a version which is more transportable and is a combination of both of them and records 42 megapixel images and very good video at the same time. We hope you liked the video. This FS5 camera has been handed out to us by MAGIX Berlin, and that's why it was possible to do this test. Thank you to those guys over there. So please don't forget to follow us and give us a like if you like the stuff. I wish you all the best and goodbye. See you.